It's the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. Welcome to the Monday edition of the Mike Prince Show here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our social media handles for Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network. The website, obnradio.com, and our 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we'll jump right into today's episode. Today's episode being made possible by the attorney, Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street in Hempstead, Texas. He can handle whatever your legal matter may be. That number is 979-826-8008. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, supporter of the Open Mic Broadcast Network and student athletics.
This broadcast is being made possible by the support of the Prairie View Athletic Club. The Prairie View Athletic Club is a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics. For more information on becoming a member of the Prairie View Athletic Club, send your email to pvathletic.club@gmail.com. That email address again is pvathletic.club@gmail.com. Prairie View Athletic Club, a proud supporter of Prairie View A&M University athletics.
Well, the NFL draft has come and gone, and congratulations to all the young men, in particular those of the Southwestern Athletic Conference who were able to ink their names on the dotted line for a great opportunity of impacting their lives forever. 2 of them were drafted, 2 others signed by way of free agency, and the journey shall just begin. We do know and understand that the Texans, had the number 23 pick overall, and they chose Titus Howard, tackle out of Alabama State, 6'6", 332 pounds, all man. And what was disappointing was Texan Nation did not appreciate the pick. Some of the quote-unquote experts did not appreciate the pick. They're saying this is raw talent that needs furthermore developing. Some message boards had even gone as far to say, we wasted a first-round pick on someone out of the SWAC? And I find that rather entertaining. Sometimes you can't even get upset. You just have to realize that people are just flat out ignorant. And the beauty about being ignorant, if you choose, you can be educated real quick. Some little tidbits for those of you who are shocked still in H-Town about the pick of Titus Howard. This man is a pure athlete. He started out as a quarterback. From quarterback, he went to tight end. From tight end, he went to tackle. Now he's in the NFL, which lets me know this man is athletic. This man has the ability to think quickly on his feet, and he has the ability to retain whatever information you give him. So Titus, I say go out there and give them pure hell. And every time you go out there and execute, you remind them that you were worth every dime that the Texans inked you to. And oh, by the way, here's another little tidbit for you that you might not be aware of. Go back and check out the Senior Bowl and find out how well Titus Howard did against those covenant defensive game-changing linemen from the SEC that he pancaked. He flat out kicked their tails. Meanwhile, the Raiders choose Quentin Bell in the 7th round, the 230th overall pick. And on the NFL Network, they were shocked. They didn't even have any footage on him. And they finally got a chance to dig up some information. And oh, by the way, thank you, NFL Network, for not having any information, because I don't know what happened. The little report that we put out on Quentin Bell took off as soon as he got drafted on our YouTube channel. You can go check it out at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We made mention of Quentin Bell's 40 time and the projection of where he might get selected. And lo and behold, this young man's life has just been changed. In fact, he is back home. He's originally from California. So he'll be back on the West Coast playing for the Oakland, soon to be Las Vegas Raiders. I still say that sounds pretty fitting for the Raiders. What better city to go to than Las Vegas if you're Oakland or if you're Raider Nation? How about that? Another notable selection for this year's 2019 draft is a young local man from Waller High School who ended up going to Stephen F. Austin. Congratulations to Mr. Chris Wilkerson. Chris Wilkerson was a free agent long snapper that the 49ers have invited to camp. And speaking of others that were invited to camp, Malik Hamner of Jackson State signed a free agent deal with the Jags. That's the Jacksonville Jags. And Jamie Gillian, punter out of UAPB, signed a free agency deal with the Cleveland Browns. So we'll be rooting for those young men as well. But the draft is over, and no more to do now but to watch these young men develop and unfold. Just this time last year, we were excited to announce that Kadaro Hodge had signed a free agent contract with the Los Angeles Rams. That free agent contract turned into a spot on the 53-man roster, a phenomenal rookie season that probably could never be topped, and a trip to the Super Bowl. The only thing that could have been better if the Los Angeles Rams had actually won the Super Bowl. So I'm pretty sure that Kadaro has reached out to his old teammate, and they have spoken, congratulated each other, and letting them know some inside tips of transitioning to the world of the NFL. So congratulations, SWAC Nation. We're extremely proud of you. And to all of the doubters of the Southwestern Athletic Conference talent that it provides and produces, just want to remind you, check the Hall of Fame. A ton of Southwestern Athletic Conference pride sitting with their bust for the world to view. I'm just saying. Well, the baseball tournament for the Southwestern Athletic Conference will be announcing the potential restructure of the baseball tournament as we know it. We found out last week that Mississippi Valley, along with Alabama A&M, would be ineligible for postseason play, which would have an indirect effect on the Southwestern Athletic Conference baseball tournament to be held at the Big Easy beginning May 15th through the 19th. With Mississippi Valley and Alabama A&M becoming ineligible, it leaves a bridge, if you would, to be filled from the east side. There are only 3 teams that will be qualified for postseason play, while you have all 5 teams eligible from the west side. Not a phenomenal year for Pine Bluff, 2-17 in conference play. But they might have an opportunity to play in the postseason depending on the announcement at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time coming from the Southwestern Athletic Conference office. Some are saying you should probably just go to 3 from each side and let it be a 6-man tournament. Some say that's going to disrupt the integrity of the tournament. Personally, I think you somewhat disrupt the integrity of the tournament if you allow a team that has not even hit the Mendoza line of 500. But that's neither here nor there. Whatever the decision will be, A, we'll talk about it, and B, we'll be there to cover it. The SWAC baseball tournament is scheduled again May 15th through the 19th in New Orleans, Louisiana. As a result, a rough weekend for the Panthers. They took on Texas Southern and were outscored 31-7 over the course of the weekend. They lost 10-4 Friday, 14-7 to 3 on Saturday and 7-0 on Sunday. The Panthers now fall to 16-29 overall, 8-12 in conference play. But even more alarming, the Panthers are now 2-19 against Texas Southern under Coach Riggins. Panthers will have another home series against Southern University, who salvaged Game 3 of the series against Grambling. They find themselves holding on for dear life to the top spot of the West. Meanwhile, Alabama State clinched the top seed with the win over Jackson State in the series, taking 2 out of 3. Jackson State came in extremely hot. Alabama State continues to move ahead. And speaking of moving ahead, Alabama State has somewhat begun to separate themselves for the Commissioner's Cup. They're the top dual threat. When I say dual threat, I speak of men and women's sports in the conference. But there's a slight lead right now with Prairie View on the men's side of the chase. Alabama State is on top with the women's side, and they're close behind Prairie View from the men's side to try to complete the trifecta, if you would, throughout the Southwestern Athletic Conference. We'll keep you posted on that as things go. Panthers having a rough time on the diamond on the baseball side, but on the softball side, they've been experiencing a year for the ages, completing a sweep against Pine Bluff this weekend on the final homestand of the 2019 season. The Panthers improved their record 26-12 overall, 14-2 in conference play. A huge 2-game makeup series against Texas Southern on Saturday, May 4th in Houston, Texas. Panthers must win both games in order to share part of the Western Division softball championship. Unbelievably, Texas Southern in position for their 10th consecutive Western Division title. So I know the Panthers are focused and ready to go. We've been discussing local recruiting, and as I've researched and gone across the gamut of the conference, it's a local concern, not just at Prairie View, but at every established conference school. And part of that challenge is, in most cases, some people just don't appreciate things that are right there in front of them. I'm not going to get philosophical or theological on you, but Jesus was not even appreciated in his own hometown of Gilead. In fact, it was quoted, "Is there anything good that comes out of Gilead?" And as a result, sometimes you'll be taken for granted, and sometimes the institutions take for granted for even trying. And I think it has created a black hole, if you would, and a possible ding on relationships throughout the various communities. And I believe, as I stated before, even if you just simply kick the tires, let them know, hey, we're here. But don't go in with the defeated attitude, we don't have a chance to get this kid. They don't want to hear what we have to say, because you never can tell. You never know what can happen until you put yourself in position for the ask. I've learned that over time. And I say that we continue to strive forward, continue to prove others wrong, and continue to tell our stories the way we can. That's part of our motivating fuel here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. All I try to do is make sure that we tell our story, we tell it correctly, be it good, bad, or ugly, and let the dust fall where the dust is going to fall. I was taught if you can look yourself in the mirror at whatever your assignment is in life and know that you've done the very best that you could do, you'll sleep well at night and you'll have few regrets in life. And speaking of regrets, I'm sorry, but my time has expired for today. I must exit stage left. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince. We appreciate you so much for listening to our programming here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our social media handles are Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter are at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website, obnradio.com, and the 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. I've got to go. You guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.